This meeting is being recorded.
Good afternoon, Kent Bame and 9 Business Group. Welcome to Elevate Your Business Spotlight interview. Dr. Nick is joining us today. Dr. Nick, please introduce yourself, what you're about, your company name, and what makes you different than your competition. Why would people buy from you?
Yeah, so hi, I'm Dr. Nicholas Nelson. I run and operate Element Chiropractic in Edmonton. We're a very distinct chiropractic office, so I've had the grace and ability to be in the industry and go to many offices while I was in undergrad. What I've done with my office is I've really created a truly genuine and unique environment that is very much me. So as soon as you walk through the door, you know who I am as a person because I have guitars on the wall. I have my drum skins from my first drum set back in the day. All of the art in here is local artists that are all patients of ours that paint it and sell it through the building. Everything about this place is unique, and that was all on purpose. So when it comes to why I don't like to look at it as why people would buy off me, because I am a medical service. So I've done many forms of sales training in my past, but my biggest thing is to be able to offer a product that is vastly above what people are used to or expect when they walk into a chiropractic industry. So the biggest thing is I never want somebody to be underwhelmed and usually to be very positively surprised in the experience. I make sure that every person here is treated like family from the second they enter the door. So any question anybody has, any discussion they want to have, to make sure everyone is safe and comfortable before anything is even done. And then moving forward from there, the adjustment is an interaction. It's a dance between myself and the individual. So there is a philosophy, science, and art to chiropractic. And for me, I cover all of those realms. So I want to make sure everyone has the science as to why we're doing what we're doing on them. So we look at a lot of x-rays, a lot of MRIs, imaging, make sure that we explain it to them in much more detail than they've ever heard. So by the time we even make it to the table, we have a game plan, we have everybody on the same page, and now it just comes down to applying the science. So I think for me, there's not much of a sale in what I do because really I just am here for that person. And if I can show them why and how this is something that integrates positively in their lives, then usually that relationship is pretty rock solid going forward.
So in summary, though, it's really about, even before the product or service is delivered, it's really about the onboarding, pardon me, in the intake process to truly understand who your client is as a human being, what brings them there, and with all the detailed x-rays and other examinations, better understanding what might be causing their pain or discomfort so that the treatment is going to be a lot more accurate and effective.
Yeah, I think that's a decent summary of it for sure. Anything in medicine is history. So history is the number one most important thing when you go anywhere. Unfortunately, it is something that is lost in almost all medical fields at this point. So history should be the number one longest spent time when you are with any practitioner. So that is really what makes the environment something that is catered to the individual. Nobody likes cookie cutter. Nobody likes a system that can be spread across a million people without any sort of glancing at how it needs to be accommodated or customized. So for us, it is really about understanding how the person got there and helping them understand how they got there. Because the biggest thing that we see is that people often don't think that they had an injury 3 years ago that could be affecting them now. So if I tell them that even when they were 10 years old, that they have any big falls or any problems with their birth that they can remember when they talk to their parents, they think that this is so far outside of the realm of relevant that they miss it. And then often when we can draw the links and connect the dots, then there's these massive aha moments where things that they've experienced their entire lives now have an explanation. And that's the biggest thing that we try and provide is an informative approach so that people can gain back their own personal power by understanding their bodies and not having to be just, at the whim of whoever is their practitioner.
Love it. Love it. Thanks for the clarification. Since you've been in business, what has been your biggest challenge? How did you overcome it? And what does it look like today?
You know what? It's I've been in business for 4 years, and luckily I've been very blessed throughout that time. But 3 of those years were COVID. And so just like everyone else would have experienced, That affected my business in a very interesting way. Not only does it affect how patients are feeling, how patients' psychological mindset is, how that patient is treating their environment, whether they feel in danger all the time or safe. So it affects everything from neuroregulation to immune response. So not only do we have to deal with that side of it, but we also had the political side that started to top down provide information that changes science immediately, and things that we learned for have been relevant for the last 100 years of medical science are now no longer accurate, and we are expected to uphold this new version of it. That was very difficult. So treading the line of not passing something and being in trouble, but also staying true to the training that we were given and the true to real health reality and how our bodies actually work, has been probably the biggest dance I've ever had to do. But
I can only imagine. I know the dance I've done, so I can't imagine how. And I got a couple friends also in the chiropractor business, and the conversations we've had about the line. And I'm not going to say any more than that. Good on you for persevering, I think, is where we can leave it. What is one thing you know now that you wish you would have known 4 years ago?
The biggest struggles I've had with business has been the marketing side of it. And mostly, I don't know if this is even stuff I could have known back then, because it's changed so rapidly that it wasn't even true back then. But the way that Google algorithms work and the way in which your relevancy being found on search engine optimization, that has been some of the things that have changed the most. And if I could, wave a wand and all of a sudden be a professional in that realm, that would be exceedingly helpful for the business. But that's been something that you always have to pivot and adapt there. So that's one of them. The other side to it would be just a positive understanding of business money and being able to look at how to appropriately set up your finances and set things up in ways that, obviously limit your amount coming out of your pocket, but help your business grow. That was a big challenge for the first, 3.5 years, was understanding we were doing well and we were doing great, but how can we maximize our money and truly understand it? Yeah.
Those are great observations, because I think we all go through it. And I think for a lot of business owners, even I think some of my largest clients who've gone from 10 million to 100 million, from 2 million to 5, from 500,000 to 2.5 million, how we face our money challenges are different at different stages. And so finding the right values, the right principles to build it around, the right infrastructure goes a long way. My favorite question: if there was a pirate, a thief in your business, hacking in, knocking on the door, breaking in, what would they be stealing from you?
Well, a lot of my business is personalized, and this is one that's kind of an interesting question, because I actually have already experienced a fair amount of individuals that have stolen from what we have done. A lot of what we do and a lot of me can't be stolen. That is a personality-based, asset. What has been stolen and seems to be something that others have gravitated to and tried to use for their business has been the branding. So I've been very distinct about the way I've set my branding up. And for any business and any company, branding is incredibly important, as I'm sure you know. Branding consistency and branding tone and branding uniqueness and all of those things. So even simply looking behind me, there is the reclaimed wood wall behind me. It's when I named my business Element Chiropractic in graduate school, I had a journal and I was writing everything about what I wanted the practice to look like, feel like, sound like, the whole experience. And I put at the bottom, just without thinking, in summary, I said, I just want to be in my element. And that's where I got the name Element Chiropractic. So I had everything from the brick on the walls, the reclaimed wood, to the black and white theme, all of it picked out. And it was very unique to me. And in the time that I've been in practice, I've seen probably 5 different classmates that have went to my school, or people that I didn't know but went to the same area, that have had names that have come out that are element something or elemental or variations of my name. And also the brick, the wood, a lot of the branding has been taken. But the thing with that is that they're all in different regions, and what's the old saying, if somebody copies you, it's the biggest form of a compliment, right? So
Greatest form of flattery.
exactly. So there's, as any artist, because I consider this an art and I consider it very genuinely me, you kind of, when you first see it, it throws you off and it gets you a little irked when you see your exact brand on somebody else's page. But in the end, it's just the brand. It's just the way that they see it. The rest of it is what makes Element Element.
Good for you. I love it. That's a great story. I'm going to put that in the headline when I describe it. It's I love the work you went through to come up with the brand, and that's great work. I mean, the amount of work typical business owners go through to figure out the brand and their uniqueness is a lot of work. For you to have done it early on in your journey, and for you to camp out inside your uniqueness is amazing. Success. 4 years in the journey. Has your definition of success, business success, changed? And what is it? What's your definition?
I don't know if it's changed. It's evolved for sure from when I was in grad school. But my definition of success would be you have to be successful in both realms. You have to be successful in the personal realm and the business realm. So for my business to be successful, my goal is to be able to see as many people as I possibly can and positively impact their lives. So my reputation and my reach is the biggest thing with the business. And then with the personal, your business has to do well enough that your personal life feels fulfilled. I need enough time for me and enough time for my business that I can split between them. And I need to feel that I am fulfilled in all of my personal avenues. So other ventures that I do is, I'm in the process of publishing a book. I look to be in more of a public speaking realm down the road. So personally fulfilled is a very big part of it. And the business being, the reach and the reputation of that is one huge branch.
Wow. Good for you.
Thanks.
Last one. What do you want to be known for?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think I would like to be known for a lot of things. I think the best thing I could be known for would be staying true and genuine to me and helping people regain their own personal power over their lives and over their health. We're in a world right now where information is not only incredibly confounded, but it's quite often the complete opposite of truth. And we are very sick and we are very desperate as a population to figure out how can we actually go up from here. And if I can be in any way fundamental in being able to help people relearn how their bodies work and regain trust over themselves and the natural world and their body's ability to heal, I think I would call myself a success at the end of this all.
Love it. I think we would all love that. A little more autonomy and a little more independence. I don't know how many times I've had a conversation in the last 6 months with my colleagues about where do you go to information and how do you know it's true and real? And it's not just business stuff, it's life, it's all over there. Because whether you're quote unquote red or blue or this side or that side, we get a lot of help, not a lot of objectivity. So awesome. For those folks in the greater Edmonton area who want a new and better experience from a chiropractor and a new and better quality of life, where would they find you? What is the best way for them to book into your clinic and learn more?
So we are in Edmonton, like you said, and we do have patients that are in the outskirts areas. So I have patients all the way up to Red Deer that drive in for it. So we do accommodate schedules to any out of towners coming in. We are just off of White Avenue, so we're fairly central, but we're still on this side of the river. We are best way to get a hold of us is we've tried to cater to all forms of different populations. So the phone number, first and foremost, 587-936-6591. That'll bring you right to the clinic. And our receptionist, Raven, is great at answering any questions and booking you in. We have an online booking app that makes it very, very easy. If you go to elementchiro.ca, you'll see at the top right corner a book now button. That'll give you access to that link, and that'll give you access to both chiropractic services and our massage therapist services there. And Google is a great way to search us up. You can see we have over 155-star reviews on there. So you can read a lot of the experiences of other individuals. And you know what? I have Instagram as well at element_chiro. And I run that personally. I've never given it to a marketing company because I don't trust them. So if you ever have any questions, and you want to speak with me directly, reach me there.
Awesome. That's tremendous. Thanks again. You've been a great guest. I love the candor. I love the honesty, and more importantly, sincerity. Keep up the amazing work, and we'll talk to you soon.